this morning show, we are here to inspire you about building your own business and helping you stay on track of your goals. It's a daily cup of motivation. A supportive group of women who wants to see you succeed in your business. And we'll support you every step of the way. Right in the morning. Just put your mind to it. Coffee with Nikkie. Wake up everybody in the morning. Wake up everybody. It's coffee with Nikkie, and we have to get our drink on. So educate your mind, right? Educate your mind, right? Educate your mind, right? Hey, we riding, yo. Wake up in the morning, 5 a.m. in the morning. I'm yawning, brainstorming when my mind is forming. Time to tune to this morning show early in the morning. Listen to Coffee with Nikkie. Oh yes, she's busy. If you need help, tune on the channel right with me. Strong, independent women, make it sound easy. Wake up everybody in the morning. Wake up everybody. It's coffee with Nikkie, and we have to get our drink on. So educate your mind, right? Educate your mind, right? Educate your mind, right? Hey, we riding, yo.
Good morning, everybody. How are you guys doing this amazing morning? You may look and say, Nikkie, why are you in a hoodie? It is freezing. And we are not even out of August yet. It is freezing. My fingertips are cold. My toes are cold. I had to put on a hoodie. I'm like, what is going on with this weather? And it's not just early morning cool weather. It's cool. It's been cool. It was cool last night. It's cool today. It's a cool day. And so that is why I'm wearing a hoodie today. So I hope that you guys are having an amazing day. We're having some cold weather. Yesterday, my son got sent to the hospital because he had heat exhaustion, and he is a postal carrier in Texas. And so the temperature was in triple digits out there. And so I'm like, the contrast is crazy, but yeah. So he wasn't drinking enough water. He says he was. And I'm like, listen here, son, you better take a cooler with you and have your Gatorade, your protein bars, your water, have everything out there with you, because you cannot do this. You cannot do this. He thought he was, he had 10 minutes left to his route. So he thought, I'm going to just finish this up. I'm hot, but I'm going to just finish this up. But nope. So almost passed out from heat exhaustion. So and we're on our way to Texas too. So we'll be in Texas by the end of the month. And August is a doozy. Last year we were out there, we go out there for Sean's mom's birthday. This year it's a big birthday. It's 75. So we're going to go out there. She got a big party planned. We was on the phone till like almost midnight last night because I'm the party person with her. And so, so we're about to get down there. And last year when we were planning, we were preparing for her party and decorating. Oh my goodness. I don't even know how my son is working out there, but I was like, I cannot take this heat. This heat is crazy. And I'm trying to, when you doing a party and you decorate and you already, you sweating, you moving fast and you doing things. I could not move fast. I was like, I cannot do this like this. Nope. I cannot do this. It was crazy. It was so hot. I was sweating. Like every time I went to go get cups of ice so that I could eat. I mean, I was eating ice anyway because I was addicted. But eating cups of ice just so I could keep myself cool to continue doing what I was doing, because we had a party to do in the evening. I said I could not, but it was a lot. It was hot. And so I understand how my son out there working and, he's feeling the same way. And like I said, we're about to be out there doing the same thing. And this year we're doing a luau. So she has a luau planned this year. Last time it was pink denim and diamonds. And so now it's going to be a luau. So we were planning that last night. And so when I get there, I know she's going to put me to work because that's what she does. I'm going to get out there and do my stuff. Wop, 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 wop. I'm going to do my stuff. So, so I got to go out there and do my stuff, but I'm definitely going to have me some big major cups of ice. And she said, she was like, yeah, we got to get the coolers with the ice because I know we ain't going to have no ice if you here. And it is hot out there. It is so hot out there. So today we're going to be talking about, enough about me. Oh, let me introduce myself. Hey guys, welcome to Coffee with Nikkie. I am your host, Miss Nikkie, and this is your daily cup of information and inspiration. And yes. So let me go on and see who's in the room this morning. Let's see, let's see, let's see. Good morning, good morning. First person in the building is Latrice of Heartbeat Candle Co. I call her cousin, but here in these YouTube streets, we call her the best moderator on what? Earth. The best moderator on Earth in the building. Good morning, cousin. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Let's drop my tape. Good morning, good morning, good morning. If you guys don't have your tabs for your Soulful Odyssey journal, this is from Cousin. You guys can get this off of Amazon. If you put Latrice V as in Victor Johnson in, you can get you one of these, $15. Look at the tabs. It says Journal Prayers and Dreams, so that you can just go right to whatever. I had it right next to me, so I was like, let me show it. But there's one more thing I wanted to show y'all. I made magnets yesterday. Magnets. Well, I made bookmark magnets, but magnet bookmarks. But I made the ones that are shapes myself. This one I ripped, so I'm going to show this one to y'all. But look how cute this is. And of course, I created this image on AI. I use Bing. I was trying to think of which one I used. I used Bing Create, and that one is totally free. But I created that. Ain't that cute? Look at that. I ripped it right here. But I used this. I created this using my Silhouette Cameo, not my Cricut, because I don't have a Cricut, and Cricut is it seems like stress. I was like, I do not want a Cricut. It looks like stress. So it comes in a sheet like, it comes in a sheet like this, and you put the sticker on it. But yeah, look at that. That's cute. So I wanted to share that with you. These didn't cut right, so they're off to the side. But let me see who else is in the building. Good morning, Melly Mel. Melly Mel is in the building. She said, good morning, everyone. It's hump day. Make it a great one and hit the like button, please. And thank you. Hit the like, hit the like, hit the like. Good morning, Miss Sheila. Miss Sheila all the way from Virginia. How are you doing this morning? Good morning, Miss Melissa. Melissa said, good morning, everyone. Good morning, Melissa. Good morning, Miss Lois. Miss Lois is in the building. She said, good morning, ladies. Good morning, Yolanda. Yolanda said, good morning. Good morning, Tia. Tia said, good morning, everyone. Cousin said, it's cool here, too. I have a sweatshirt on myself. Let me tell you something. It is cold. It was cold. Oh, my gosh, so cold. Oh, my goodness. Yes, it is cold. And it was 55 this morning. I think it's, what is it here? 40. 52. It's 52 now. You couldn't pay me to live in Texas. It is hot as balls. It is so hot here. That's what Miss Lloyd said. Good morning, Jamie. Jamie's in the building. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Oh no, heat exhaustion is no joke. I know. I was almost a heat casualty when I was in the Army. The heat is no joke. Nope. No joke at all. So it was just exhaustion, thank God. And thank God that he had a manager who, seen what was going on and, moved to action quickly. But yes, yes, and yes. I'm calling around everybody. I'm calling my sister. I'm calling my son's brother. I'm calling everybody, trying to get everybody down to the hospital. I'm like, somebody got to get to the hospital because I can't get to the hospital. I'm like, we got to get there, but his brother came and got him, and that's awesome. They got the neck fan thing. His grandmother said to get the neck fan. She got one down there, and so he ordered that thing immediately. His brother was like, we are not going to have another episode like this. He said, I ordered it right while we were on the phone. So, I'm glad that he's down there with his brother, and his brother is really, keeping his eye on him. So he got the neck fan so that he could have, like, the air circulating and cool air and da 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 da, because honey, it is too much. I'm like, how do people operate in that? I love the sunshine and I love all of that, but I don't want to be out there, having health problems because it's so hot, crazy. Glad your son is okay. Scary. Yes, it was. The way that I was called put me in panic mode immediately, because the guy called and he was like, your son had an accident, and then just was quiet for like a couple of seconds. And I'm like, is everything okay? Is my son okay? Is da 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 da? And so, he was like, oh no, 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 your son is okay. He had from the heat. We keep telling him you got to stay hydrated. Texas heat's not Pennsylvania heat, and da 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 da. I was like, you leave with stuff like that. Don't tell me, your son's had an accident and just leave it quiet. Like, it was crazy. Yesterday was 101. OMG. Let me see. Yeah, I remember you didn't even get a chance to change your clothes. Nope. I did not. I did not change my clothes. It was hot, but you were cute in your shorts and tank. Thank you, cousin. Thank you, thank you. Good morning, Michelle. Good morning, good morning, good morning. It was 101. The heat index was 115. Like, you can't even. I told y'all when I was talking about it last time. I'm like, it feels like you're suffocating. That's how hot it is. Whew. If you're waiting on your tabs, I should have them soon. There you go, y'all. You're welcome, cousin. That's so cute. Yes, if you don't have it, go ahead and get you one. Good morning, Martini. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, Miss Deltra. Miss Deltra's in the building. Miss Deltra is going live on Thursday. She is going live tomorrow evening. Deltra is going live tomorrow evening. We also have a class tomorrow evening, but y'all can go back and forth. The class will be on YouTube, so you'll be able to go back and see it. But Miss Deltra will be going live, and Kay gave me a good idea about sharing out lives. Now, I know we normally share with the people that we normally share with, right? But we want to get this out to more people. So when Miss Deltra goes live, please share it with 5 different people that you don't normally share your lives with, right? The BBU tribe's definitely going to be there. So don't share with, share with us, but also share it with 5 friends. So share with us, but don't count us, and then share it with 5 new friends, 5 new people, so that they can go out and check her candles and stuff out too. You know what I'm saying? Let's expand. We're doing we're doing business differently, so we got to make sure that it's out there. Okay. Good morning. Good morning, Miss Tracy. Miss Tracy said good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Christina. Christina said it's hot as fish grease in Louisiana, and that is hot. And that is hot. My son's manager is from Louisiana. I love her accent. Good morning, Yolanda. Good morning, good morning, good morning. She said it feels amazing here in Chicago. It feels like fall. It sure does feel like fall. It sure does. Good morning, Tracy. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, sis. Good morning, Chantel. Glad your son is okay. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank God your son is okay. A mother's prayers will cover our kids. I know that's right. Yes, yes, yes. Praise God, he is okay. Thank y'all. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. I wish we had some heat right now. Y'all about to get some cold. Y'all know Michelle in Canada, they get cold. Cat Williams says, God turn off the heat. Our meat's falling off the bones. Telling you. I'm gonna share it, Delta. Yes, please and thank you. Yes, it is, Christina. Where are you in Louisiana? Oh yeah, Jamie. Jamie's in Louisiana, I think. Thank you, God. Your son is going to be all right. Yes, let me tell you, I was a little bit nervous. I was on edge. I was so on edge. Good morning, Jamie. Good morning, good morning, good morning. She said, good morning, Queens. Jamie's from Louisiana too. Yes, my family in Michigan said it's cold. It's still hot in Georgia. It is cold here in Pennsylvania. Jamie's in Baton Rouge. Okay. We need to make a trip out there. We need to make a trip out there, y'all. New Orleans, New Orleans. I like that O, that long O when y'all speak. And baby, baby. Bless your son as well. Thank you, thank you, thank you, you guys. Thank you. Woo. Thank you so much. That was my headphones. I'm dropping everything. Everything is dropping this morning. Everything is dropping this morning. Yes, we need to make a trip. I've never been to Louisiana ever, ever. Never been to any parts of it. So I definitely want to go. I definitely want to go. It's on my list. Michigan and Canadian cold is crazy. Psh, let me tell you. Let me tell you, y'all could keep it. I mean, I'm in the mountains, so when we have our we have cold, but we don't get as cold as Canada. Canada be like negative. And then we get lots of snow, and Canada do the same thing. They do the same thing. It wasn't hot this morning, since mid 60s. Caitlin and I both put on sweatpants. I believe it. I believe it because it's cold out here. And it can't, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think it's, it's crazy. It is crazy. But I'm ready for it. I'm ready. I love hoodie weather. That's my thing. Grow up in New Orleans. Grew up in New Orleans, but in La Place now. In La Place now. Okay. All right, y'all. Y'all New Orleans people, if y'all close, y'all need to hook up, y'all. Inspire and encourage each other and hold each other accountable. That would be awesome. A Louisiana meetup. A Louisiana meetup. I'm ready to go. Yes, I want to go. Essence Fest 2025. Yes, I want to go. I want to go. I want to go. I want to be a vendor. Do I have it on my? No, I have it to be in Essence, not to be at Essence Fest, but I do have it up there. I do have it on my board. So we need to make it happen. We need to make it happen. So we got Christina, Jamie, two Jamies. The two Jamies is out there, and Christina. Who else is out in New Orleans? I mean, in Louisiana. Y'all need to do it. Y'all need to do it. Yes, ma'am. That's why I moved to Georgia. I don't like the cold. Your bones be cold. Your house be freezing. It is cold, cold, cold. Yes, wish I had someone close by me. You do. You have Jules out there. You got Shan out there. You got April of Big Splash Tub Treats out there. Who else is in the Houston area? I know April's near in Houston or near Houston. I don't know exactly where, but she's out there. And then you got the Dallas folks. I know that's not as close, but y'all got the Dallas folks out there. Jasmine, Sherelle. Who else is in Dallas? Tiana is in Dallas. Who else is in Dallas that we see? Oh, Keith is in Dallas. Oh, Tasha's in Houston. Yes. Yes, yes, and yes. Y'all need to have these meetups and we need to know about it. And then, you know what I'm saying? Like, maybe we should do something like that. What y'all think? If we did something like that where we have meetups for everybody who's in this, say similar areas, they don't got to be in the same neighborhood. But, if it's not like more than an hour to drive or whatever you want to drive, right? Just have meetings, meetups so y'all can have like accountability, just enjoying each other's company and just build friendships. Because again, entrepreneurship is hard and lonely. And having some people there, y'all could encourage each other, inspire each other, and all of that. That would be amazing. That would be amazing. So yeah, y'all should, everybody put where y'all from in the chat. Where y'all from in the chat? We got Georgia, we got Tracy, we got cousins in Georgia, we got Miss Quell is out there. Who else is out there? Who else is out there? April's on the other side of Houston. Oh, east, she's on the west. Okay. How far is that? How far is that? I know like in Pennsylvania, if somebody is like in New York, you can kind of get anywhere, right? Except if it's like New York State. But if it's like Pennsylvania is a big state. So like some places, like to get to Pittsburgh, it's like 5 to 6 hours to get down to that side. To get down to that side. Canada is the icebox country. It is. We drove to Canada and Canada wasn't that far, but Sudbury is, and my friend lived in Sudbury, and so like 6 hours or so after the border, that's where Sudbury was. I was like, oh my goodness, it's far. It is far. At least an hour away. Houston is huge. Okay. An hour and a half. That's not bad. That's how long it takes us to get to New York. An hour and a half is not that bad. It takes us about an hour and a half for us to get to New York. Sometimes maybe 2 hours, depending on if it's traffic. But yeah, whenever we go to the city, we already know. If we're going to Jersey, it's an hour. It's an hour in. We already know. Tracy is here, but she is not on BBU in the mornings. But she's on with BCMC. Yep. And oh well, Akita's out there too. And Georgia got a lot of people out there. Y'all got a lot of the folks out there. But yeah, y'all need to connect and do some meetups, y'all. Do some meetups and build these friendships. Again, you could be helping and encourage each other in business. So today we are going to be talking websites. Today we're going to be talking websites. We've been talking about restructuring. That's the word for the week, restructure. And so we are going to start rebuilding, what the foundation, because maybe the foundation, it was not strong. You just did what you could in the moment. You didn't know what you was doing. You just doing it, flying by the seat of your pants, that kind of thing. And that's how we are, when building our business. We are learning things as we go. And so everything mostly is trial by error or whatever. That's kind of like how we move through our business. And so today I'm going to talk about websites. Today, oh yes, Justin, the music man, is there. Justin is there. And if Justin is having an event and y'all are in Georgia, y'all need to go check him out and support. He is really good. He is so good. So good. So good. You guys need to go and check Justin out. You need to. Good morning, Kay. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Winning Wednesday, ladies. Yes, happy Winning Wednesday. Okay, so how many of you guys agree that when you started your business, you really had no idea what you was doing, and you still don't know what you're doing, but you just going with the flow. You just going with the flow. You're figuring it out as you go. Put ones in the chat. Put ones in the chat. If you kind of had an idea of what to do because you had a background in, business or something like that, and you kind of knew, I had a little skeleton of what I was, what to do. I don't know how I was gonna, how I'm gonna operate in this arena, but I know exactly the things that I need to do. Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat. I'm gonna tell you, I worked with other people who were entrepreneurs, and I was able to kind of see what they did, and that kind of like, gave me a little bit of an idea. But I didn't know until I had to really get into it, all of the hard work that went into the business that I didn't see, because the person who I was under, because they started their own business, the person that I was under, she was doing all the hard work, and all I had to do was pick up the pieces and fill in with what was missing. So I didn't know how to do certain pieces of the business as far as like influencers, promotion, that kind of thing. But as far as setting up my website and accounts and budgets and all of that other stuff, that was something, those were like real hard lessons, and lessons that I had to learn by fire. You know what I'm saying? Like there was nothing that was going to prepare me for it when I started, because there was no classes. There were no there was YouTube, but YouTube wasn't like it is now. You know what I'm saying? And so everything was a little bit more confusing. Websites wasn't as easy. You know what I'm saying? Like we were still my website. My first website looked like remember those very first like blog templates and stuff like that? That's kind of what my website looked like. You know what I'm saying? My website was not was not even like the best. It was as basic could be. As basic could be. That's how my website was. So I see we got a lot of ones in the chat. We got 1.5. Okay. Okay. Good morning, Candace. How was your event last night? But did you have an event last night? I know you said that was the goal for yesterday. So let me know, how did that go yesterday? I just wanted to make products. And I thought that was, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, I know how to make products. I know what I'm doing. I'm just going to throw something up, and I'm like you, Miss Lois. I'm just going to throw something up and see what happens, right? But there's a lot of stuff that goes into it, and now is a great time in business because things are a lot more simplified than they were back then. Like, it was crazy. It was crazy. It was so much work. And then, not to mention, I shared with you guys, when I got everything loaded up and ready to go, boom, I got hacked. Everything was gone. Everything was gone. all of my YouTube, my following, all of that was gone. They took all of that, and I had a lot of subscribers on my YouTube channel then. More than what I have now. And all of that was gone. All of everything was gone. And I had to start basically from scratch. And I was so devastated, when it happened. I still kept going, but I was still devastated. But now everything is so much easier. You can look up a tutorial. All you have to do is plug and play on most hosts. You just gotta get your pictures, put your pictures up, and then put a description, prices, da 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 da, and basically everything is there, which makes it a little bit more easier. But there's also something that you gotta finesse as well, right? Things that about your business have to resonate with the people who you're trying to sell to. And so we're going to be talking about websites today. I'm going to be talking about websites today. Does anybody have any questions in reference to websites? I'm going to be talking about your audience. I'm going to be talking about photos, descriptions, other things that you can do. SEO. We're going to be talking about all of that today. And if we don't get it all done today, we're going to be talking about it today and tomorrow, but we're going to be talking about it. We're going to be talking about it. So if anybody has any questions, let me know in the chat. Yes, I finished the video. I'm fully caught up and ready for tomorrow. Okay, let's get it. Let's go. Do not forget. We are going to provide an experience. That's what I'm going to call it, an experience. We are going to provide an experience where you're going to be able to take the class live, but you'll also be able to shadow us in creating the whole entire event. So from planning stages to invitation to everything to engagement, we are going to keep you in the loop so that while we're creating the event, you know how to create your own in-person or virtual event. And you can be doing it as we are doing it and create, you know what I'm saying? Like you can have your date and we have our date and still do it. Nobody's going to know what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? And just test it out. Or you can just, take the experience and then do it whenever you're ready to do it. This is something that's going to be great for your holiday season. This is going to be something that is great for your slow times. This is something that's going to be great for, just for you to expand a little bit more. This is the time for restructuring. This is the time for thinking outside the box where your business is concerned. And like I said, we're going to take a page from the businesses that are now downsizing. We're going to take a page from the businesses that are now going out of business and see how we can pivot and adapt and, come up with different ways to create buzz and create revenue. Right? Let me see, because I'm in my own way and my lack of consistency is why my business is slowing up. Got you. We have to schedule our discipline. We have to schedule our discipline because if we keep it in our head, it's going to be, we're going to do it when we feel like it, right? But if we have it on a schedule, even though we don't feel like doing it, it's on a schedule and that'll, encourage you to get the job done. So we have to do it until we have it in the well-oiled machine where things are just moving smoothly. So let's get into it. So does your website reflect your business, right? So does it match your brand aesthetic? Does it match your brand tone? Does it match the whole aesthetic of who you are and what you do and who you serve? Does your website reflect that? Put ones in the chat if it does. Put twos in the chat if it doesn't. Put 1.5 if it kind of does, but you're not fully there yet. You're not fully committed to the brand. You're not fully committed to your brand aesthetic. Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat. Where do you stand? Ones is you need help? Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat. Are you talking to your people? Let me know. Let me know. Are you talking to your people? All right, y'all. Come on. Come on. Let me know. Does it reflect the aesthetic? When I come to your page, do I know that you're talking to me? Right? When I come to your page, do I know if you're speaking to me? Or is it just like, again, my website when I first started, it was just a bunch of stuff. Like, I think you want to see everything, right? I'm not talking to people. I was selling products. That's all I was doing. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't trying to connect with you. I wasn't trying to resonate with you. I was just products. That's all I was. I was all about products on my website. all about products on my website. Okay, Miss K. So you guys have to know who you're speaking to, right? If you are you got to think your website, you don't have the in-person interaction with them. So how can I give you an in-person experience off of my website, because I don't have the opportunity to walk you through my store. I don't have the opportunity to answer your questions while you're there. You don't have the opportunity to pick things up and smell it and to try it and see how big something is or see if something looks right in your space. You don't have that opportunity to do that on your website. So now you got to think about, how can I make this experience more so like an in-person experience? What questions would they be asking? How would they, how can I show them what this thing would look like in their home? How can I show them what this thing would smell like? Because when they're shopping on your website, they don't have all of their senses engaged. You have to figure out how can you engage all the senses, right? If it's an in-person thing, if you have a boutique, they can come in, they can try it, they can smell it, they could, they could feel it, they can, see, make judgment off of the product that they see, smell, whatever, if it fits them or not. But if they're on your website, they have no idea, right? Let's say you have a candle and you say that your candle smells like peppercorn. I'm trying to figure out something that people don't really get a grasp of a smell, right? So if you say that your candle smells like peppercorn, and that's all you say, you got top notes of this, bottom notes of this, and then you got this and this peppercorn, and then they're like, well, what does that smell like? I don't know what peppercorn is. And they're just going to keep on moving through if they continue to move through. You got to open up, expand their senses on your website so that they can smell off your description. They can smell through the picture. They can smell through, you know what I'm saying? Because they don't have the opportunity to smell it in real time. So how can I give you that information off of my website? A lot of us are not using our descriptions the way that we should. You should be you should be describing what the product is. You should be describing the scents. Like, what kind of feelings would it invoke? What kind of like, give it a reference. What kind of thing would smell like this? You know what I'm saying? That they would remember. You know what I'm saying? Like, you've got to pique their interest. How are you going to pique their interest off your website? Things to think about, right? Because they don't have the opportunity to try it and sell it, especially if they've never shopped with you before. How are they going to know what this thing feels like? How are they going to know if this thing's going to fit right in their home? How would they know if this is going to fit right on their body? Like, no matter what it is, you've got to give them an idea. So you got to create that whole movie in their head about what your thing is so that they can have that opportunity again, because parts of the senses are missing, right? They don't get to do all of that. They don't get to touch it. They don't get to size it up. They don't get to, you got to be able to send that message in through your website, right? This is what Coach T, I think that's a T or Y. It says Coach Y, but okay, Coach T was talking about last night. Going to your website, customer friendly and garnering your sales. Got you. I pieced it together. One was yes or no. If it was. It halfway, and two if you need help. Let me see. All right, so I'm caught up. All right, so now how can you give them an experience without them actually touching it? Again, that means your product descriptions need to be on point. How can I speak? How do I speak to my customers? Right? You need to know that. All of us is just generically speaking, copy and pasting what we see and putting it in there and hoping that that is going to connect to somebody. That's not. It's not. How do you speak to your people? How do you speak to your customer? It needs to be consistent throughout everything. It needs to be consistent on your social media. It needs to be consistent in your email marketing. It needs to be consistent on your website. How are you speaking to your customer? That is the way that you're going to connect to them. So what do you say to your customer? Put that at the beginning of your website. What's the information that you want them to know? put that at the beginning of your website. How many of you guys have something inviting on your website? As soon as you go into your homepage, is there anything that's exciting, anything inviting on there? Does it tell you to come shop with us? Does it say anything about the business, about the brand? Like, what do you have? Like, when you go to your website, do you see that? Ones, if you have that there, you have who you're speaking to and what you sell initially when somebody goes to your site, or twos if you do not. And I don't just mean by pictures. I mean, period. Like, does that translate all the way through? Let me know. Ones if you do, twos if you don't. Ones if you do, twos if you don't. I need to know as soon as I go to your website, do I know what you have? Not based off of a picture. Do I know what you have? Do you tell me this is the home of? Do you say welcome, whatever? Hey babes, this is this. Do you say, like, when you go to my page, the first thing you'll see is simple ingredients, simple skincare, because that's what I pride myself on, right? Simple ingredients, simple skincare, period. So when you go to my page, you already know, okay, I'm going to get simple ingredients, simple skincare. What does your page say about you, right? You need to let them know as soon as they're walking in, like, hey, I got beans, greens, tomatoes, potatoes, ham, lamb, hog, mom, like whatever that thing is, you gotta let them know when they get there. You can't just have a thing and be like, it's just a candle, it's just a wax melt. What's so great about this wax melt? What's so great about this candle? Who are you speaking to? That needs to be the initial welcome. When you go to a store, don't you like when somebody welcome you to come in? Don't you like when somebody welcomes you into the store instead of letting you just walk around just willy-nilly, just trying to figure out what's in there? They don't ask you questions. They don't ask you what type of stuff you're looking for. And so you just go through the whole store just searching for something, hoping that you find what you need. They don't tell you about the sizing. They don't tell you about the type of clothing, or they don't tell you anything. They just let you walk in. They don't address you. And then the only time you see them is at checkout. And when you see them at checkout, they just bringing it up. They don't ask you no questions. Maybe you didn't find, did you find everything okay? Did everything, work out? Da 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 da. Could I help you find something else? Would you like to add something else? They're not trying to sell you anything else. They're just trying to get you out the store. They're doing their job so they don't get fired. Period. And so don't you hate when you have that kind of experience in the store? Let me know if you hate that. Say I hate that in the chat. If you don't mind, say I don't mind. Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat. All right. So think about that when you're doing your website. Think about that when you're doing your website. They don't have the opportunity to walk in the store. So how are you going to welcome them onto your website? And where are you going to send them? Once you get them in, where they go? Once you get them in, where do they go? I know Melissa has a quiz on her page. So it's kind of like, okay, so if you're looking for, this is a scent-based business, right? So if you're looking for a particular scent, let me help you find it. Right? So what could you do that's going to help you maneuver your customer around your website? You got to think about it. Because again, if you go into a store and nobody is helping you and you just kind of all over the place, you may just walk right out. And you don't want your customers to do that. Right? You don't want them to just walk out. You want them to leave with something. You want to leave here with something, right? I want to make sure that you get something, and I want to make sure that you get something that you love. How am I going to do this? I got to think about how I'm going to operate on my website. Right? All right. So a lot of y'all are saying y'all hate it. I don't like, if I'm going in the store and somebody and I see them there and they don't help me, or I ask them for something and they say, oh no, we don't have it, and I find it. Let me tell you something, when that pisses me off to no end. If I'm trying to find something and the person say, oh no, we don't have that in stock no more, they didn't look, they didn't check, they didn't go to the computer, they didn't do anything, they tell me they don't have it, and if I find it, I go right back to them and I'm like, this is what I was looking for, this is what I asked you for. And it's for me, because I was pissed off, and I got to show you they don't really care, but I do it anyway. I do it anyway. You don't want your customers doing that. You know what I'm saying? Because I swear I do not like it, especially if they don't look like, what are you here for? What are you here for? You know what I'm saying? So you don't want people to have that experience on your website. You want to make sure that it's easy to navigate through your website. If they're looking for certain items, they can find it. You don't want to make it too confusing, and you don't want them to walk in not knowing you not welcoming them. So how can you welcome your customers? I want you to think about that. Chantel says, I hate it. I typically leave if they ignore me. Right, because you clearly don't need my money. You clearly do not need my money. Right? And we are small business owners here, right? We are entrepreneurs here. I don't really want to say small business owners, but we are, right? We need every sale. We need all of our customers to resonate with us because on a smaller scale, we need your word of mouth. We're depending on your word of mouth, your reviews, and your raves to bring us more people in, right? The better your experience, the more likely you are to share it. So, how can you create a better experience for your customers on your website? And remember, they don't have the opportunity to be in person. You could be the most beautiful, amazing person in person or at your shop, but if you don't have that same kind of experience on your website, you may get people that feel like they're being, like Chantel said, ignored and leave, right? Or maybe it's just too much going on your website and they can't find it. In person, they have the opportunity to ask you, oh, do you have candles that smell fresh or floral? Or, I like something that smells a little girly, perfumey, but not too much and not too overpowering. You're able to, to show them around. How can you do that on your website? How can you do that on your website? We don't want a Walmart type website, period. Cold, lonely experience, wandering around without help. You ask people in Walmart, they don't help you at all. People don't help you at all in Walmart. They don't care. They just be like, figure it out on your own. Figure it out on your own. So we want to make sure that the welcome is there, right? We want to make sure that we have a nice warm welcome. We want to make sure that they know what we have on our website, and you want to make it easy to navigate through your website. So if that means that you want to have pictures of people that look like your customers, put them there. You want to put a little slogan and tagline on there, put that there. You want to say, okay, can we help you find blah blah blah, put that there, right? Because that's going to be your introduction. Also, you don't want your navigation to be cluttered. A lot of you guys, and I'm not saying just you, because it used to be me, but I narrowed down my navigation. Y'all have every single thing that you have going across the top of your website, going down along the side of your website. It says candles, home fragrance, room sprays, wax melts, candle balls, this, that, all the things across the top of the page. Too much. Way too much. It's overloaded. So what I do is I put my stuff down and I put my stuff in categories. So I have main parts to my website, right? And then I have subcategories. So if you have a lot of things that you offer on your website, and again, remember I was saying, I had too many products and it was too busy. And so I decided that I was going to focus on one thing. So my focus is skincare, although I do sell other items as well. But the focus when I put it on my social media, whatever, is going to be my skincare. But how can you break those topics down? How can you break those categories down into one category? So it'll say candles. So maybe your candles, you have travel tins, you have 12-ounce jars, and maybe you have jumbo jars or whatever. And how can you put it in a category and then you give it the subcategories. You don't put candles, 5 ounces, tins, travel tins, room sprays, carpet brushes, da 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 da, all of that on your thing, and you have like 2 lines of categories on your website. You got to make sure that you break those things down. How can you simplify it? Remember, keep it simple. Keep it simple. Do not complicate your website. How can you break it down? Subcategories, right? Don't put all the categories, all of the things, right? I hear that, Miss Lois. So how can you do that? Just go ahead and get your navigation together. Don't overcomplicate it with too many items. And then if you need to, give it a subcategory, right? I have moisturizers. I could have body butters, body oils, sugar scrubs, all of those things. I can have those things all across the thing, but I don't. So how I break mine down is I'll do soaps, I'll do moisturizers. So then in my moisturizer category, I have subcategories where it says body oils with body moves like that. You know what I'm saying? So if you are looking for something in particular, you'll go to moisturizer. I want something to moisturize my skin. Go to the moisturizers. But I don't want a body butter. That's a little too greasy. Maybe I'll try this body oil. Right? That sounds like it's a little lighter. So I'm gonna go to that. You know what I'm saying? And then I'm going to look. And if I am curious, then maybe I will trickle down and get into the with body moves or but I'm going to go, I simplify it so you go to that category and find what you need. Let me know if y'all with me in the chat. Put ones in the chat if you with me in the chat. Ones in the chat if y'all with me. Ones if you're with me. Also, how do you shop when you do your online shopping? Do you always shop on your computer or do you mostly shop on your phone? When you do your online shopping, do you always shop off your computer or do you mostly shop off your phone? Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat. Y'all with me? All right. How do you do your online shopping? How do you do your online shopping? Do you do your online shopping on the computer? Do you do it on the phone? Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat. Let's see what you got. Most people are doing their online shopping on the phone. Most people, right? They're looking at you on social media on your phone, right? You may have said, oh, get this product off your social media. And so from that, they're going to go directly to your website, right? And they're going to do that on their phone. They're not going to say that and be like, oh, let me go to the computer. They're going to use it directly from the platform the thing that they're already on, which is their phone. So if they're going to use their phone to place an order, you have to make sure that your website is optimized for your phone. Okay? You have to make sure that the website is optimized for phones. Again, you want to make this experience as seamless as possible. You want it to be as simple as possible. You don't want to confuse people. Remember, you confuse them, you lose them. You don't want to confuse people, right? So mostly people are going to order off their phones, right? If they're ordering off their phone, you want to make sure that your website is mobile friendly. Any questions? You can do a test, or if you could do Google's mobile friendly test. You could just go to your website and see what if your website is mobile friendly. You could also, if you know that you're using a template, you got to make sure that it's compatible, and then you want to make sure that you test it out and look at it on the phone and ask other people to do the same thing and ask, is it easy to navigate? Can you find my navigation tab? Can you see my banners? Isn't the banner getting cut off? Does it flow in one stream, or do I have to slide over to see the other half of the website, which means it's not optimized, right? So you want to make sure everything is in the view of the phone, right? You want to make sure everything's in the view of the phone. So that's one thing. Again, you don't want to confuse your people, because once you confuse them, you're going to lose them. Another thing, a lot of the times we take photos. Does anybody have any questions about that? Let me know in the chat. A lot of the times we're using photos, and if you use photos from your digital camera or whatever, sometimes the file, the photo is going to take a long time to load. So what can you do so that you can compress the photos? There's an app, or there's a website that you can use called like Tiny PNG, or what else? There's another one where you could just compress the images. So do you need to compress the images so that you can increase, the load time is less, right? You have quick load time. You want to make sure that your photos are not taking a long time to load, that they're not waiting like 5 seconds for a photo to load up on the website. So maybe compress the images, right? So if you have, like I said, those digital images, sometimes it's a huge thing and it takes a long time to load. So how can you make it quicker? You could compress the images. You can compress the images. And while we're on phones and compressing images, you can also, what I was going to say about the phones, You can also, I totally forgot. I lost my train of thought. I lost my train of thought that fast. I was gonna say something about phones. I forgot. I forgot. It'll come to me. It'll come to me. So the next thing we're going to talk about is the call to action, right? What do you want people to do? Do you want them to buy now? Do you want them to take a quiz? Do you want them to learn more about the product? What do you want people to do? Make the call to action very clear. Make sure they know, okay, click here if you want more information. Click here if you want to order this. Click here if you want a different color. Click here if you want to personalize it. Like, let them know. Don't have people on your website trying to figure out what do they need to do in order to order a personalized item. They're not going to go fighting and finding all the stuff on your website to figure out how to customize anything, right? How can I get this? I see this customized tumbler right here. How can I, put my order in, or what do I need to do? That information needs to be right there, front and center. You don't want people trying to figure it out. You know why? Because they're going to leave your site and go to find somebody else who has it easier, and they tell you exactly what they want you to do and how they want you to do it, right? So make sure that your call to actions are clear. Whatever you want people to do or how are they going to order, you want to make sure that it is right there. You don't want to assume that people know how to work your website. You want to think people don't know your website, period. Talk like you're speaking to a first grader, fifth grader, fourth grader, whatever. Speak like you're speaking to somebody who don't speak English, right? Think about it in that way. Just make it as clear and concise as possible. Are we good with that? Are we good with that? Whatever you want people to do, the call to action, make sure that that is clear. If there's any customization, make sure you tell them how to customize right there in the thing that they want to customize. Don't say, oh, go to this page, and on this page, it's going to tell you how to do this thing. And then once you get to that page and do that thing, then it's going to take you to this page and it's going to show you how to get your size and your color. And you don't want to do all of that. How can you simplify this experience, and how can you make it how can you have everything that needs to be done, all the steps right there in that particular item? I'm not going to go somewhere else to go figure it out, right? How can I make it easy for you, right? The goal is to get the sale. So how can I make it the easiest, most seamless experience for you in and out the door? How can I do that? How can I do that for you? So you want to make sure whatever it is, you're letting them know what that thing is, right? Again, especially if you are customizing something, you want to make sure that that's super easy for them to do, right? Because they're taking the time to create something unique to them. So you got to let them know, I'm going to make it easy for you, since you want a certain color. Oh, these are the colors that we offer. Oh, you want it to smell a certain way. These are the scents that we offer. You need some more experience. That's not the word. You need more of a descriptive thing of what this scent is. Let me give you the description. Let me tell you what this smells like. Let me tell you if this, if you like clean, fresh, if you like fruity, or if you like perfumey, if you like this, if you like masculine. Let me show you where you could go. Right? Let me show you where you could go. Are we good? Are we good? So we got compressing the images. We got making this the call to action simple. What else? What else? What else? All right. So now let's get into the photos. Let's get into the photos because I ain't got much time. I'm trying to get it all in at one time. The photos. Your photos should be crisp. The best photos I find for the crispiness, the quality, the color is natural lighting. I like to go outside and take my pictures because it's just something about outdoors that make the colors just pop, right? And everything looks crispy outdoors, right? Or if you have a window where get some sunlight in, sometimes you could diffuse it with like a sheer curtain or something so the lighting is not so harsh, but you still have like a nice soft glow on your stuff. Then, try to find a window that you're going to take your picture, but find an area where you are going to have really good light. Sometimes studio lights are not going to be the thing. You can't capture certain images with studio light. I mean, you can, but it requires some finessing. I ain't at that level yet. I'm not at that level yet, but I know if I go outside, I know that I can get great quality pictures. And everybody now, we all have smartphones, and smartphones are taking great pictures. You don't necessarily have to go out and get you a digital camera, especially if you don't You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not part of what you already had in your repertoire. If that's not something that you already had in your arsenal, then you don't need it. You know, not right now. Maybe later on down the line, maybe you'll hire somebody who does it because maybe that's not your calling. Either way, it's not something that you're like, oh, I can't take pictures right now. My website's not up yet because I can't take quality pictures. You better use your cell phone. Your cell phone is going to give you what you need. And some of these girls that's out here making lots of money, their photos are not the most professional. They're not the best quality, but they're out here doing the thing, right? So you got to think, what do I have that I have what I have that I could use that's going to help me to get my message across? You got your cell phone, you have outside, you have a nice day, boom, you got a picture. Boom, you got a picture, right? Um if you say, okay, well, I got the picture of the item, I don't know what else to show them to let people know about my product. Well, how about you show the item in use? If you have clothing, show it on a body, right? It doesn't hit the same as on a mannequin, so show it on a body, right? Show it where it belongs. Show it in the closet. Show it in the, you know what I'm saying? Show it laid out. Like, what does this look like? Show it in a flat lay or whatever, right? Show the item in use. If it's a body butter, show the texture of the body butter. Show what it looks like on the skin. Like, if you're running out of ideas of what to do with your photos and you're saying, well, I showed my body butter in the photo. Well, show other things with that. Show it on a vanity. Show it with somebody getting ready. Show it as somebody getting out of the shower. Show it with somebody's leg on on the bathtub, putting it on their body. Show the sheen of it. Show the texture of it. Like, do those. Show what you remember. They cannot be there. So you got to give them the experience. You got to say, oh, look at this body butter. Look how amazing this body butter is. And do you see how easy it just melts into the skin? And after it's all melted into the skin, look at the sheen. The sheen is so beautiful. It's not too greasy and it makes your skin feel soft all day. Let me give you a tip about it. If you put this on while your skin is damp, while you're coming out of the shower, it seals and locks in the moisture all day. Like, you've got to give that experience. I don't get to go into the store and try and fill your body butter. So you've got to come and you got to let me know how I can have that experience over the computer. Right? You've got to give me that experience over the computer. Are we good, y'all? We good? Let me know. It is cold as heck. Good morning, Yazzie Faye. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Let me know if we good. We good? Put we good in the chat. If we good, put we're good in the chat. Put it 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 in the chat. Right? And you don't want to overload, because I see this a lot too. You don't want to props are cute. Props are essential for people to get an idea of what something smells like, what something feels like. You know what I'm saying? Props are good for that, but you don't want the prop to be the star of the show. The star of the show is your product, right? The star of the show is your product. The props are just for the extra, right? The props are for the extra. Your props should not be at the forefront of the product, right? So let that be the background. Let that be something that, it's not the main event. The main event is your product. Make your product the star of the show. Do not get overloaded and overwhelmed with props. Don't get overloaded and overwhelmed with props. Okay? The next thing that I wanted to say is to make sure that, the next thing is using like apps like Photo Room. So I'm telling you, you want to see the product in action. So if you want to see the product in action, you can, if you don't have the place, or it doesn't look like the aesthetic that you want it to have, you could use Photo Room and you can make the edit so it can be in the places and the spaces that you want it to be in, right? And I wouldn't say let that be your main photo. I would say let your main photo be just the item itself, right? And then when they're looking through the other pictures that you have, you're showing it in use. You're showing what scent notes is in this product, or you're showing the quality of something. But you can do that and as secondary photos, because people again need to see how it would look in their particular lives, right? They need to see how it will look in their lives. So how can you show that to him? Show that to them. Remember, they're not in your store, but they're on your website. How can you give them the most personable experience you can, but not being there with them? You know what I'm saying? You can't hold everybody's hand on your website. So you got to create a system that is going to kind of like take the place of you. How can it take the place of me? What kind of experience do I like when I go shopping? What do I like to see? If I'm going to somebody else's website, what made me buy off of their website? What did their photos look like? What did their descriptions look like? What was something that stuck out to me? And then you use that and be inspired by it and do the same on your website, right? And I'm not saying you copy what you see, but you can take elements of it that really intrigue you and utilize that for your website. What made you purchase? How was your checkout? Was your checkout easy? Just think about your experiences when you shop at somebody else's website, and the things that you like when you shop, right? What are you expecting? You want to give them a world-class experience, right? A first-class experience. You want to make sure that they know that they're top notch. You want to welcome them. You want to engage them. You want to thank them when they order. You want to encourage them to order again. You want to, you know what I'm saying? You want them to share with their friends. You want them to share your items. All of these things that you want them to do, how are they going to know that you want them to do if you don't tell them that's how you want this whole situation to flow? How are they going to know to do these things? If you don't say on your thank you notes or whatever, please share or tag us, da da da, and give them the tag that you want them to tag you on. How are you gonna find it? Let's say they did share it and you didn't tell them to share, but they just chose to share it, and they used a hashtag that they thought they wanted, they thought was necessary for them, and they did it, and you don't see it, right? You want to be able to repost it because you gotta have social proof. The people gotta know that people are buying your product, right? People got to know that people want this thing, and I got to show it. How can I show it? I need social proof. People believe other people, right? Let me know if y'all with me in the chat. Say I'm with you. I'm with you in the chat. Let me know. Let me know. Okay, so I said don't get caught up in the props. Um, tell you what to show beside, show the product in use, and also do not skimp on your product descriptions. Do not skimp on your product descriptions. Don't just copy and paste. And I'm looking at me because I know I do it. And I know I don't do it anymore because now I'll be chat GPT in it. But I would take a product description, not a product description, a scent description, and I will put that into my description and just leave it at that. I don't tell anybody about my product. I don't tell anybody, you see my ingredients. I don't tell you, what's the purpose of me using these ingredients. I didn't go in depth into doing any of those things previously, right? And so how are people going to know if I'm not explaining that? Right? How would they know? And it may seem repetitive, like certain things I will have some of the same information that I kind of like copy and paste, but then I switch it up where the scent notes are concerned or whatever. But if you didn't go to other items, it's not repetitive to you. You know what I'm saying? It's repetitive to me because I'm uploading all these different, scents of body butters. But when you read it, you're going to, and if you just go to a certain body butter for the first time, you're going to say, oh, it melts into the skin. Oh, it's great for after showers, when your skin is damp because it's going to seal in the moisture all day. I could put it on one thing and I say, I'm not going to put it anywhere else because I put it here. No, I'm going to continue to put it everywhere because you may not go to all of those other things. Right? You may not go to all those other things. So even though it may sound repetitive or seem repetitive to you, it may not be repetitive to your customer. And even if it does repeat itself, they are going to say, oh, they're going to remember that thing. The same way I like people to know that my brush soap cleans, conditions, and sanitizes in one easy step. They're going to know, oh, when I put on this body butter, I should do it when my skin is damp right after after I bathe, because it's going to seal in the moisture and last all day. And that's what I need. I want the soft skin to last all day. So it's going to resonate with them. And just because you hear it, we learn by repetition, don't we? So remember the same for your customers. I don't know why we think we can say something one time and that's enough. It's not. It's not enough. Describe the experience and not the product as much. You want both. You want both. You want to give you want to give them an experience, and you also want to let them know this is how this is done. This is how you should use this. This is what this will look wherever you want it to be. You know what I'm saying? This would be great as a gift. This would be great for mothers. This would be great. You want to give them all of that. Why? Because they don't have the opportunity to ask you these questions. And should they send you a question in your email, it's going to take time for you to respond, right? So you want to make sure that whatever questions arises, that you're able to answer those questions. So let's say you have commonly asked questions, frequently asked questions. So then you make a FAQ page. And so you can talk about something and say, well, if you have any, if you wanted more information about this particular product, check out our FAQ page with the link to the FAQ page. So if they do have any further questions that other people have asked, maybe it's there. And so they'll go to that and they'll read it. Right. But again, you're giving them you're giving them the actions that they need to take in order to get more information, right? You're giving them the actions that they need to take to get the information that they want. Let me see what else I want to say before we wrap up, because I still got more. I'm gonna probably take this into tomorrow. I'm gonna definitely take this into tomorrow. And one more thing, you don't want your product, and this is what I'm going to wrap up on. You don't want your product where you have all of this background. All of this background is, it could be all white. It could be a bunch of stuff. You don't want all of that in the background. You don't need, and your product look this small and all of, everything else is taking over your product, and your product look this big in the photo. Crop that thing. Crop it. And make sure that all of, you try to make sure that all of your photos are cropped in the same way, right? They're at about the same placement on your website. You got to have that consistency on your website, right? So if you're going to hold something, then let all the pictures be held. If you're going to have it on a stand, then probably let them all be on the stand. And you don't want to have all of that background in the picture. You can, it's okay to crop out some of that background, right? It's okay to crop out some of that background. Most websites, your photo should be in a square. Sometimes it does not make the adjustment. If you put like a rectangle shaped photo in there, sometimes the picture is going to show up on the website rectangle. Some are going to be square. You want it all to be square all the way across the board. So make sure if you have to, go into Canva and crop that thing into a square. Crop it into a square, because what you don't want is all a variety of photo sizes on your website. It does not look good. It doesn't look clean, and it doesn't look cohesive. So does anybody have any questions? And tomorrow we're going to talk about SEO and blogging and social media and all of that. We'll get into more of that tomorrow, but this more so is about the experience. This more so is about the aesthetic and the language. So does anybody have any questions about anything that we talked about so far? Let me know in the chat. Let me know if it resonated. Let me know if you are good. I need to know. I need to know. How was it? How was it for you? So with that being said, y'all, while I'm waiting for you to tell me if you have any questions or how was today, you guys follow me on all social media. I am Bubble Babes. I keep moving my hand, right? I am Bubble Babes, BABEZ University, everywhere. You can find me on every social media platform. You won't really find me on Twitter, because I don't do Twitter and I really don't do Threads, but everywhere else. Everywhere else I am. If you want to join the community, you can join the community at bubblebabesuniversity.com. Click community, sign up. It's free. It's free. It's free. Sign up. We leave information there for you guys. There's some, inspiration, information, downloads, all kinds of stuff. It's in there. So make sure you go in and check out the community. And that is basically it. I hope this was helpful. I hope that you guys got some information that you're going to start utilizing in your business today. These are small. You could do some small steps right now and start tweaking your website right now, because if you want, we can also go on, we could share other people's websites so that you can see how people navigate through your website and the feeling that people are getting. So you can see from the community, we can all say, okay, this is what we get. And so if that's not what you want people to feel, or, the vibe that you want them to have, now you know that, okay, so I got to do some adjustments, right? We can do that. We can do websites on Friday. And see if you guys are on track for what you want to accomplish, the experience you want people to have. So what else did I want to say? Oh, if you have not subscribed, please subscribe. And if you think this can resonate, if you think somebody else can benefit from this, please share this video with them. Also turn on your notifications bell, hit the notifications bell so that you can be notified when we are going live. We go live Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for Coffee with Nikki, your daily cup of information and inspiration. And we will be also going live on 7 p.m. Thursday. We're going live with Chantel. We're going to do part 2 of how to curate your own home fragrance and can-do events in person or virtually. So with that being said, y'all, I appreciate y'all. I hope y'all have an amazing day. And I am out. Make sure y'all follow me, okay? And I am out of here, y'all. Bye, y'all.